Hello and welcome to Rockin Realities. Today's video is part 2 of our interview with Don Powell, the original drummer of Slade. Please enjoy the interview, and if you like what we're doing, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Hey,
Hey, this is my brother Vince. He's doing the interview with me today.
okay, you okay?
He's a drummer too.
Okay, we've all got problems.
Yeah.
That's good. You're playing in a band, are you?
Yes, playing the band with my sister.
Okay, what kind of drums are you using?
I play a Tama kit
Oh, nice, nice.
and a Ludwig snare.
Oh, nice. I used to be signed to Ludwig in the 70s and the 80s, and it was fantastic. And I think it was about 1984, Ludwig had their 75th anniversary, and they invited 75 drummers from around the world to Chicago for the weekend. Can you imagine 75 drums in the hotel for one weekend? It's a lost weekend to me. Those are my drinking days, and I don't remember anything about it except I'm on the poster. That's the reason I know I was there. But it was, can you imagine though? I mean, it's fantastic, really. But they've gone now. Ludwig have gone as we knew it, you know. But I'm using Natal now. They've started making really good drums, and the hardware is really good, you know. So but most companies are fantastic now. I mean, because they know there's so much competition, you know. And but as I say, most drums are really good now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you both keeping okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
By the way, my dad says hi, and he wanted me to tell you that. Yeah, he wanted me to tell you that he loves your new song.
Say what?
He loves your new song. I let him listen to
Great.
it, and he loves it.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of good reaction actually, you know. But it's amazing. That's how I did an interview earlier on. It's amazing how technology has changed, because what they did, the other members, because of this lockdown situation, I couldn't travel to England, and they couldn't travel to Denmark, so they recorded the bass, guitar, and voice and things in England, sent the files to a studio over here. I went in and put my drums on and sent it back. You know, it's amazing how technology has changed. You know, the things you can do today is frightening. It's incredible, really. You know, I was just saying, I remember when we first started recording, if anybody made a mistake, we had to stop and all start all over again. But all that is so changed now, so different, you know. But I don't know whether it's for the better though. That's the thing, because you find that a lot of the technology today, you do lose a lot of the feel. You know, as if like when you're playing all together, I find that you do lose that, you know. But anyway, there you go. Okay, so is your dad okay?
Yeah, he's great. He's
Good.
so excited for this interview, even though he's not even doing it with us. He was so excited about it.
Does he see this at all?
Yeah, I can get him at the end of the interview. Maybe he wants to say hi personally.
Oh yeah,
Later.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at your photographs on the back. Is that Robert Plant up there?
Yeah, yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he's an old friend from when we first started. You know, when we used to play all the pubs and clubs together. Yeah, I mean, nobody ever took him seriously. You know, it's so strange. I just thought it was a joke. You know, but yeah, is that Ringo there underneath?
Yeah, I think there are probably a lot of people on there that you know.
Yeah, but I dare tell you, I played drums for Ringo Starr's band.
Really?
Yeah, he came to Denmark. I was dealing with this guy in Seattle in America, and this guy was dealing in vintage drums, and I saw some things that I liked, so we made contact just by email. And he mentioned that a friend of his was playing drums in Ringo Starr's band, and it came about that he was letting me know. Said, oh, they're coming to do a concert in Denmark, and I said, well, can you arrange tickets for me? You know, I said, that'd be fantastic. And he did. He arranged tickets for myself and my wife. And And then when we got there, Ringo was fantastic. And he asked me, he said, would you like to get up and play drums? I said, you try and stop me. And I played drums on the last two songs was With a Little Help from My Friends and Give Peace a Chance. And it was just fun. And I've got the photographs to prove it. It was fantastic. He was really, really nice guy. Really nice guy. And I didn't know, because I'm a really big Beatles fan. And I didn't know whether he wanted to talk about the Beatles, and I was a bit scared to ask him, but he was great, talking about it, when you think what they did or what they achieved in the 60s was incredible. I remember finding out, I found out, I think for them, it was about 1963 or 64, they had 12 records in the American top 20. Can you imagine that? 12 records. They had the top 5 singles and 7 others in the top 20. That 12 records. That will never happen again, But anyway, yeah. So what's new?
What's new? Is this something new? We have a microphone now. That's new.
Okay.
So I hope our sound is better now, because we actually have a microphone now.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Apart from that, there's not so much new happening, because we're not allowed to go outside still. We don't know when we will. So we just keep doing these interviews. That's a lot of fun, and hope that we can actually play and go to concerts again soon. Yeah,
I mean, when do you think concerts will start again? I don't know whether it's going to start again. With the way things are at the moment, I never thought I would see this kind of thing happen. But it's very strange, very strange. I mean, I think a lot of companies have gone out of business because of this, sort of thing. But I don't know when it's going to end.
Yeah.
So did you get the chance to play live last year, to play a gig?
Sorry, like what?
Did you get the chance to play live last year in 2020?
Live where? Sorry, I couldn't. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Did you get the chance to play live last year?
No, I couldn't anyway, because I'm going to have the problems with my legs, and I snapped the tendons in my knees, and I was warned not to, because they said that if it happens again, they will find it very difficult to repair. So he told me just to make sure, that I wouldn't. I got up and jammed with a Danish band, did a couple of songs with them. This was really nice, really good fun. But I'm just going to have to wait and see. I mean, my legs are okay now, but now because of this COVID-19 thing, there's no concerts anyway. So, we just have to wait and see. It's very strange, very strange.
So what are the plans for the Don Powell Band now? Now that the single's coming out, is the album coming soon too?
Is the what, sorry, coming down? Well, no, we've got to finish recording, we're just waiting. But like I said, as you know, because of this COVID thing, nothing can be done, so we're just waiting to see what happens with the single, and we'll go from there and see what happens, but it's just a waiting game at the moment because of all this blooming COVID-19 thing, so yeah, it's just a waiting game. Mm-hmm. I've watched many films while I've been waiting. Lots of films.
Yeah. And so how did the band start? Like, was it you who had the idea to start the band, and how did you choose the musicians who are in the band?
It was, the guy, the bass player, Craig Fenny, he was in the original lineup of Slade when we went back on the road a few years ago. And he left to pursue he got a few businesses selling musical equipment. And then we just made contact again. And he said he knew a few people that may be interested if we form a band. So that's what we did, But like I said, this is before this trouble started. And we had 1 or 2 rehearsals. and everything was going really good. And then all this COVID-19 thing started, and we haven't done anything since. But like I said, they've been doing some recording in England, sending the files to me, the studio over here, and I've just been recording my drums over the top and sending it back, you know. So it's that's all we can do at the moment, you know. It's as I said, as you know, that the single is released this week, and everything looks pretty good at the moment. So we just gotta, it's just a waiting game really to you know, to hopefully get back on the road. And yeah, but it'll be going to be interesting to see when that can start, you know, because I think Suzi Quatro, it's been some time ago now. I had some concerts in Denmark, but people were sitting about a yard apart. You know, they couldn't stand up, they couldn't clap their hands, they couldn't join in singing. I thought, what's the point in going? You know, sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether it'll ever be the same again. You know, it'll take quite a while, I think, before you get back to normal. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I know it's the same over in England, but over here, you really only allow, if you go to the supermarket, you have to sort of keep about 2 yards apart, and only one person at a time, you know, can go. If I go with my wife, I just wait in the car while she goes in the supermarket. But it's yeah, I mean, the fitness center that I use, I haven't been able to use it for weeks now, and because that's all closed down, I can't use that. So I don't know whether when he's going to get back to normal.
Yeah.
Is it the same in England?
Well, we're in Germany, so, but it's the same here, yes.
Yeah, is it the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very strict all over the world. But it's funny, I've been talking to my friends in Australia, and they're okay over there. They're spending most of the time on the beach, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
but yeah.
So now that you mentioned Suzi Quatro, you and her and Andy Scott recorded an album together as well a few years ago, right? So how did that come about? Well,
because how it happened a few years before, we were all on a big show together. Andy Scott's Suite, Slade, and Suzi Quatro's band. And Andy, Suzi, and myself were having a drink afterwards in the hotel after the concert, and it was Andy Scott who said, "Now this would make a good band." You know, just the three of us. And so I thought, okay. And then we decided to get together, and we met at Peter Gabriel, you know. We met at his studio. He's got a fantastic studio complex in England. And we met down there, and we just started rehearsing, and it worked. It was working fantastic. And then with Peter Gabriel's place, you can record there. You live there as well, so you can live there and record when you want. And that's where we did the album with Peter Gabriel's place, and we had a great time doing it. And it went in the top 20 in Australia. We did a great tour there, about a 6-week tour there, which was fantastic.
Do you think you guys will work together again someday?
Well, funny enough, we talked about it just a few weeks ago. We happened to meet each other on like this on Zoom, and we said, wouldn't it be a good idea? You know, so we are seriously thinking about maybe doing another album. So that'll be good. But we'll keep in touch, and I will let you know. But yeah, but it'd be good because we had so much fun doing the last one, and so it would be nice to sort of do another one. Yeah,
that would be really cool. Would love to hear it.
Yeah, did you hear the first one?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I mean, we had a real fun time doing that. You know, doing it. It was we had so much fun, and it was great. And we said we'd maybe like to do another one.
Yeah. So you also have another band called Occassional Flames, and I read somewhere that there's also an album coming out soon. Is that true?
Well, yeah, that's another project. We've got quite a few songs recorded, so we'll see. I think we're thinking about calling the CD just my cup of tea or something like that, you know. But no, that'll be interesting to see what happens there. We've got all the songs recorded, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I love that song title of your Christmas single. It's not Christmas until Noddy starts to sing, because that's what my dad always says on Christmas. When we haven't heard the song yet, he always says, it's not Christmas yet. We haven't heard Noddy scream yet. It's not Christmas.
No, but I'll tell you, like, it's really funny when he comes out. It's always saying, if I'm in the supermarket and he's playing in the supermarket, you know, and it's really strange me walking around the supermarket with that song playing, you know, and people are walking around singing it, you know. And I remember the one time I was in the supermarket, I was at the counter paying for my groceries, and it was playing, and the girl was singing at the top of her voice, singing the record. I was standing there, and she looked round at me, and she went, "Oh no!" Oh, she went all embarrassed. You know, that was funny.
Do the people recognize you when you're in the supermarket and the song is playing and they see you? Do they know that it's you who's playing drums on that song?
Yeah, well, people who recognize me, they always laugh, you know, and like you know, sort of put the record. It's quite funny sometimes. The one time I was in, it was back. We were on tour one time, and I was in this hotel. I think it was actually in Germany, and I was in the elevator. And he was playing in the elevator. The song was playing. There's quite a few people in the elevator, and the guy behind me, he didn't know I was me in front, and he says, "I'm so fed up of this record," you know. And I turned around and looked at him, and he went, "Oh, I'm sorry." He went all red, you know. But yeah. But it's good. I mean, it's hard to think that we recorded that song way back in 1973. It's so strange, you know, to think of that song, you know.
Yeah. Are there any songs that you had to play so often that you'd rather not play them anymore?
No. I mean, I enjoy all the songs we play. I always have a good time playing them. I always remember when we recorded them. You know, I always remember back, you know, when the day in the studio we recorded it, and it's most like Merry Christmas. Would you believe it was? I don't really know the story. We recorded that in the studio in New York, and we were on a world tour at that time. It was 1973. We just finished a big American tour, and we had a week free before we went to Australia and Japan. Now, this was in the summer of 1973. And it was 100 degrees in New York, and there we were singing about Merry Christmas, you know. And we had some strange looks from the engineers when we were doing it. And you know, when we finished it, we didn't really want to we weren't sure whether we wanted to release it. We thought, no, we're not really sure. And our record producer at the time says, "I don't care what you lot say, this record is coming out," you know. But yeah. So I'm glad he put his foot down and said this is going to be released, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad he said that, because I love
that
song.
I mean, it's hard to imagine that we didn't want to release it. We weren't sure about releasing it, you know.
Yeah.
But there you go. I'm sure a lot of people have said the same thing, you know, about certain records that they like that they don't particularly like, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that when you were in New York in the studio? Was it also that time when, I think I heard a story once that John Lennon once came to you guys in the studio because he was working at the same place and recorded an album as well? Yeah.
It was a studio called the Record Plant in New York, and it's where John Lennon always recorded. And I remember we weren't there at the time, but record producers there mixing, you know, working on some of our songs. And John Lennon went in to say hello to him, and he was listening to some of our music, and he says, it was Noddy Holder singing. He says, "I really like that singer." He said, "He sounds like me," you know. And I thought it was a great compliment for Nod. That was really good, you know. But met John Lennon a few times in the studio in New York, and you have to be so careful what you say to him. You know, he's a lovely person, but he can be very sarcastic. you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, so you have to be really careful what you say to him, you know, but yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people like that, but it was great. It was great.
So, what did I want to say? So we talked to JJ French last week, and he had a great story about the time when he said he only asked for advice once. So I thought, and that was a great story. So I thought I'd ask you as well. What was the best advice that you ever got from someone else?
Well, just to really believe in yourself, and like you know, really believe in yourself, and you know, keep. It's before we became successful. Is really believe in yourself and keep on trying. He says, you know, because you never know. You know, I know it doesn't happen to everyone, the success, but he said to us, just really believe in yourself and keep going, keep trying. You know, something will happen, and luckily with us, it did. You know, so yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing now to young people who act the same, ask me if I've got any advice, and I say exactly the same thing to them.
Yeah, well, you have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, why would anybody else?
But then you know, what's the point? You know, what's the point? You know, but yeah, just have to believe in yourself and keep on trying.
So, are there any young bands that you listen to that you like?
Well, there's a Danish band over here called the Glam, and they do a lot of songs, play a lot of not original songs. They play a lot of songs from the 70s time, and I go and see them a lot, and they're really nice guys, and they play a lot of things from the 70s, a lot of songs from the 70s, you know. So yeah.
Do they also play Slade songs?
Oh yes. Yes, I played with them. Was it a few weeks ago? I played Far, Far Away, and a Merry Christmas. You know, sort of Merry Christmas, everybody. You know, so that was good. You know, except that they dress up in like all the clothes like from the 70s, which seem really strange to me now. You know, but they're nice guys. They are really nice guys, and they have a studio about an hour or so's drive from where I live here, and they always let me use their studio, so it's really nice, really nice.
Do you still own the clothes that you wore on stage with Slade back in the
No,
70s?
I wish I did. I don't know what happened to them. It's so strange that there's so many of that stuff from the 70s, but I don't know what happened to it. It's so strange. You know what I mean? I know probably whether I gave some away, I really don't know. But I wish I had some of that stuff now, even just to laugh at, just to look at it and laugh at it, you know. But it'd be interesting. I've got no idea what happened to it.
Do you know if Noddy still has the top hat with the mirrors
Yes,
on?
that's the one thing he's kept. He has it locked away in a safe somewhere. That's the one thing he did keep. You know, so
I always loved that hat. It looks so cool.
yeah. But you know where the idea came from. It came, you know the mirror ball that you see sometimes. You know, mirror balls. Well, I don't know. We were playing some of that. There's a mirror ball. Of course, when the light was on it, and all the mirror ball, the lights were shining round, and that's where the idea came from. And that's what he did to his hat. And I went to see Kiss. Was it last year or the year before here in Denmark? And you know, because we toured with him in the 70s in America, and Paul Stanley has his guitar with the same mirrors on it that Noddy had. And he said, when I saw this, he said to the crowd, he said, that's where I got the idea from, was from Noddy Holder. He had the mirrors on his top hat, and I saw the effect it was having. I said, so I put them on my guitar. You know, so yeah.
Didn't the bassist of the Alice Cooper band also have these mirrors on his bass guitar?
Oh, did he? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
Dennis Dunaway. I think Dennis Dunaway had those mirrors as well on his bass
Okay,
guitar.
maybe. I don't know, but yeah, because we did a few TV shows with them in England back in the 70s, you know. So maybe I don't know. So have a look. I think a lot of people thought I saw how good that idea was, you know. So but
Yeah.
it wasn't. It just came from the idea from a mirror ball at this concert we played, you know.
Yeah. I actually wrote, I had to write a paper for university, and I did it about all those bands in the early 70s, about the glam rock bands. And it was so cool to read about all these bands and about the songs that they made. And I also mentioned Slade in my paper, of course. And it was so interesting to read about it all, and also to listen to all of these albums again. I mean, I've heard them all before, and I listen to them all the time, but some of them I haven't listened to for some time. And and it's such great music. It's amazing.
It must have been interesting that. I remember, yeah, because now we've toured with Sweet quite a few times, and yet in the 70s we never really got to know them, because the only time we saw them was at TV shows, and we never really got to know them until the last few years when we've done quite a few shows with them. So it's nice. But I mean, there's only one left now. Like Andy Scott is the only original left. The other three are now dead, which is very sad, you know. But it's frightening.
Yeah.
I went to see David Bowie a lot in the 70s, and that was a fantastic show. He did some great shows I went to see with him.
Yeah, I would have loved to see David Bowie.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I've never seen him.
I saw him when he was all dressed up. You know, he had all the glam rock costumes on, and I saw him after that. And I've seen him about 3 or 4 times, but every time has been a fantastic show. Every time, you know, really good.
Yeah. So, what was it like for all these bands back then? Were you all friends among each other, or was there rivalry between you, or was it?
Well, I mean, there was a rivalry that we didn't really know about. You know, I mean, we never thought about anything like that. I mean, the only time we really saw each other was at TV studios when we did TV shows together, because we very rarely did any concerts together. You know, but not then, not in the 70s anyway. But the only time we saw each other was at TV studios. You know, and that was always a good laugh, you know, so it was nice, you know, only for the day, really, we're there for the day, but we used to have a good time together.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
Yeah.
So your new song is titled Back on the Road.
Yeah.
So do you miss Get Back on the Road?
Yes, it is. Well, when you think I've been doing it for so long, it's that to me that is the fun part of the business, is actually being on the road, being touring. You know, so I've always said I've been around the world about 4 times, but I haven't seen that much. Airports, hotels, and concert halls. I would love to go back around the world again without touring, and just to see all the places I've been to. You know, because it's not very often we have chance to see anywhere, you know, but yeah, I would love to go around the world again and just to see. But what's been good over the last sort of few years, we spent quite a bit of doing quite a few concerts in Russia, and we always have a bit of time to see places when we go there, and that's really interesting. I was really surprised at Red Square in Moscow, how small it is. From the impression I used to see on TV, I thought it was so huge. I thought it was so big, Red Square, and it's not. I thought, what is this? You know, it's a lot smaller than what the impression you get from TV. But St. Petersburg is a beautiful city. It's a beautiful architecture there. It's a beautiful place, St. Petersburg. But you forget how big that country is. The one tour we did there, we flew from Moscow to Vladivostok on the East Coast. This is one country, right? 13 hours. We flew from Moscow to Vladivostok. This is one country. That's like flying London to Los Angeles. And I remember looking out my hotel window in Vladivostok. There was the Sea of Japan, there was the Chinese border and the Korean borders. it's so strange, you know, you've just flown 13 hours just in one country, you know, but you know, it's fantastic, really. The world's become a small place today. I've been very lucky, but like I said, I would like to see a lot more. I would like to see a lot more of the places I've been to, you know.
Are there any places in particular that you'd like to see?
I'd like to see sort of South America. I'd like to see, you know, we've never been there. I'd like to see South America, and I would love to go to China, but I've heard that it's a lot different than what you think. A friend of mine went, but it was back in the 70s. Him and his wife went, and they said it was like going to a different planet. He said it was so strange. It is nothing like you would imagine, and. He said everyone dresses the same. They're all in those just like black clothes, you know, looks like a nightshirt or something like that, you know, so everyone dresses the same, you know, but I would like to see, just out of interest, see some of it. I mean, like I said, I always wanted to see Russia. I wanted to see Red Square, and luckily enough, I've done that now, and I would like to see China now. I'd like to see that place. I don't know whether we'll ever do a concert there, because it's they don't, like, Western music doesn't mean anything over there, you know. So yeah, but it'd be nice to see anyway.
Yeah, I'd really love to see more places around the world as well. I love traveling, and I'd really love to see some places.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Brazil, and you know, some of the places like that. I'd like to see things like that, but you know, who knows? We'll wait and see.
Should I go get my dad?
Okay.
Here's my papa.
I'm just looking at all your photographs. I can see ACDC there as well.
Yeah.
We did a concert with ACDC, really nice guys.
Yeah, I like ACDC very much.
Yeah, fantastic, great band. But yeah, they're really nice guys. What's your favorite kind of music then?
Well,
rock music or
yes, rock music.
Yeah, okay.
So a lot of things that my father showed me.
Okay.
Like from early blues stuff to.
Oh, okay, good. Hi. Hi there. Hi, you okay?
I told you. Okay, yes, sure.
I'm good, thanks. It's nice to have been able to speak like this. Yeah.
Yeah, you also okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just that it's strange with this lockdown. You know, I find it. You know, there's like no concerts. We can't go anywhere. You know, but and I don't know when it's going to end.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what it's like for you, but I mean, it's got quite serious over here again in Denmark. It's we're back on lockdown again. You know, nowhere open really. You know, everything's closed down. You know.
No, we also had a lockdown, so 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we see.
Okay. I think somebody said maybe next week we'll see again over here next week, but I don't know. I was just saying earlier on, I don't know when it's going to end. You know, I mean, I'm waiting to get my injection, but I don't know how long that will take. You know, we'll just see.
Is there a chance to see you in Germany when the lockdown is
Sorry?
over? Is there a chance to see you in Germany when the lockdown is over?
I hope so. But no one knows anything at the moment, you know, because there's no concerts anywhere and nothing's happening. So we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yes, I heard your new single yesterday.
Oh yeah, I was saying, yeah, but Lily was saying, you know,
yes.
but just wait. It's amazing how many how it's getting around already, you know. But yeah, but that's the power of the internet these days, I'm afraid. You know.
Yes, it's great.
It's amazing how things have changed today. You know, I mean, it's just fantastic, really.
Yeah.
How I can keep in contact with friends all over the world, you know,
Yeah.
and it's so easy today.
When I heard it the first time, I only had a cassette player, a tape player.
Yeah, yeah.
It was 1972.
Okay. I have lots and lots of tapes from that time as well. You know, that all in a box upstairs in the attic upstairs, locked away. I must get them out and look at them. You know, sort of thing.
One of my first tapes was Slade Alive.
Oh, you know, it's amazing. You know, of all the albums we released, that is still the most popular one.
And my friend and I, we didn't knew what a live album is. We never heard a live album.
Yeah.
We saw there was Slade Alive.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a title. Then we heard the first track. Okay, it's good. And after the first track, nobody told and spoke.
Yeah.
Looked to my friend and said, "Hey, look, they spoke to another. What's this?"
Yeah.
We didn't know what this is a live album. No.
I know, but it's amazing, you know. Out of all the, like I said, out of all the albums released, that is still the most popular one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was back in 1971, I think, 71 or 72 that was released, and it's still the most popular album. It's incredible. Of all the albums we released, people always talk about that one.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest albums ever.
No, we had a good fun. Well, how we made that, we had there's this studio, like a theatre in London that was set up as a recording studio, and we made the idea of making the live album, and we booked this studio for 3 nights, you know, to sort of pick the best out of the 3 nights, to see how you know, say take some songs out the first night, the second night, and third night, and put it together. But the actual album, as it happens, is all of the second night. Yeah, the second night is Slade Alive. It works so good.
Did you play more than on the original album? There are only 7 tracks.
Yeah.
Did you play more on these 3 evenings, or did you only play the 7 tracks?
Did I play what? Sorry.
On the live album, there are only 7 tracks.
Yeah.
Did you play more on the live show?
I think, I can't remember. You know, I can't remember now. Somebody else asked me. I can't remember. I think there was one song we used to play by Delaney and Buddy, I think, called "I'm Coming Home." Eric Clapton recorded it way back then, but for some reason we never included that on the album, you know. But no, but the album, you can't believe it. No matter where we go in the world, people always talk about Slade Alive. You know, out of all the albums, that's the only album they talk about.
Yeah.
You know, but it's great, really.
Yeah, it's
well,
good.
The photograph, if you remember the photograph on the front, if you open it out, that actually was a live photograph from the Marquee Club in London. You know, that's where that was taken. You know,
so we will never forget the photograph.
no, it's from the Marquee Club in London.
Yeah. Yes, one. My first cassette was Slider from T-Rex.
So from what? Sorry.
The Slider from T-Rex.
Oh, right, yeah, from T-Rex, yeah.
And the second was Slade Alive.
Okay, but T-Rex made some good albums. But I liked what was the one album I really like of theirs with Get It On?
The Electric Warrior.
Sorry, yes.
The Electric Warrior album.
Great album, Matt.
Yeah.
Great album. Really good. I never really heard Slider, but the Electric Warrior was a fantastic album.
Yeah, the Slider and Electric Warrior, my favorites from T-Rex.
Yeah, but no, Electric Warrior is a fantastic album. I love that album. You know.
Do you surely met Mark Bolan?
Yeah. Only at TV shows. But I was saying earlier on, a lot of the people that we know, it was always TV shows that we met people at. You know, met Mark Boland. There's the program in England is from the 60s and the 70s called Top of the Pops. And we always used to meet everybody there. I mean, everybody with Status Quo.
Yeah.
We all became friends from that particular TV show. That's the only time that we met people. We very rarely toured together. We did some shows with tours with Status Quo, and we've been really big friends ever since, you know. And but mainly it was from Top of the Pops, the TV shows that we all met each other. We always used to meet each other in the restaurant afterwards or in the bar, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of nice memories there.
Yeah, in Germany there was in my age in 1972, 73, there was a TV show called Disco.
Yeah, we did that a few times.
Yeah,
we played that.
We waited every month. It's 1 time a month.
Yeah,
and every time we waited for disco. Who is in disco? It's Slade. It's T-Rex. It's Sweet.
Yeah, we did that TV show quite a few times. Yeah. Was there another program as well? Another apart from disco, was there something else?
What?
Was there another pop show in Germany apart from disco?
Oh, disco and later what called Musikladen.
We did that Musikladen. Yeah, we did that as well.
It was a bit later.
Yeah. Yeah, because really we did quite a few shows in Holland as well. We used to do quite a few of the shows there in Holland.
Yeah, Holland.
But Germany, I remember, you know, did the time with disco and Musikladen. Yeah, we did that.
But we still look disco. Lily and Vince and I, we always look on YouTube. There is always some scenes of disco, and we always look Slade, T-Rex, Sweet, and so on.
It's amazing what they have, what you still have. I remember a friend of mine some years ago. He said I have some. He was on video then. He said I have some film of you in Australia. And this was from 1973, from a live concert in Australia. There was us and Status Quo on the same concert, and it's just incredible to see it was in black and white. It's just so strange to see it after all these years, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the time. We had no chance to get the songs. At this time, we hear the songs on disco, but we had no chance to get the songs. We had to save money to buy a single or maybe a LP. But maybe one single in 1 month.
That's amazing. This is incredible. Well, listen, I have to go now. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was great to talk to you. Okay.
Also,
say bye to Lily for me. And
she's there.
She's there.
Okay. Bye, Lily.
Moment.
Now I can hear you.
Bye, Lily. I'll see you all soon. Okay.
Well, thank you for today, for taking the time.
Wish you the best.
Arrange next time for another meeting like this. Okay.
Would love to. Yes, sure.
Okay, so do that. But nice to speak to you all. You have a nice evening. Okay.
Okay.
You too.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.